The whole purpose of this business is to be able to have a one-stop shop and encompassing atmosphere for anyone and everyone, as long as they have the same, end goal in mind, which is to get better. Hybrid Performance Group is a multidisciplinary clinic with chiropractic and physical therapy, and we also provide a wide variety of different recovery services to help athletes, active-minded people to be able to improve their life, to improve their performance, and improve their overall health. Basically, we met at JL's first RPR seminar.
Before it was even branded RPR. Yeah, by happen chance, we sat at the same table.
I kind of started getting into a position where I was thinking about making a change, and whether it was just opening up a clinic, branching out, or maybe even looking at the future for me and Margaret, of just where we wanted to be, maybe being closer to family. And so we just kind of like tested the waters, talked to JL, and was like, what's keeping you in Memphis? Like, well, here's what I'd like to do in the future. And well, maybe you should talk to Debbie. Maybe you should talk to her. I think that would be a good idea, and then we had that conversation,
So I started Hybrid Therapy Services in 2016 because I was training at the spot and would just get a lot of questions from people, to the point where I was like, people pay for a lot of this stuff. So to the point where I couldn't even train. So I was like, well, okay, maybe we have something here. So JL was, gracious enough to kind of give me a space to practice and see, what came of that. He suggested that we have a conversation, and then from there, it just was like, it became more of a, not why would we do it, but why wouldn't we? Because there were just so many things that lined up for us clinically, which was the most important part.
I think it's really cool because the glue that kind of puts everything I've always ever done, or even us or our situation and why we do what we do, comes back to the strength community. We met as clinicians, but as athletes, as strength athletes, at a predominantly strength-oriented seminar. So I think that's really cool how that community is such a unique one to be in, because it's so close and it's so tight-knit.
Our strength athletes are the ones who are always like, what do you need? Like, how can I help you? What can I do for you? And always just looking to give back to us what we give to them. So that's been pretty neat.
The reason it's named hybrid is because, we have multiple options for people. So if you're more comfortable with chiropractic, you've had success in the past, hey, I'm here. I got you, man. If you've had a great experience with a physical therapist, guess what? We have that too. If you're a male that works better with males, we've got that. If you're a female that works better with a male, if you're a male that works better with a female, the cool thing is, we work a lot alike, but we have our flavor to how we work. And so I think there's been times where we've got a couple of different athletes that work back in between us, and it's just, realistically speaking, I think you need to look at your healthcare as being like a learning process and an exploratory role, to where maybe you start out with Debbie and Debbie decides like, hey, he needs to get an adjustment, or she needs to get an adjustment. Why don't you pop over there real quick, Or Debbie might be out of town doing a seminar and I'm here, So those things become the ability to switch in and out, but still having the ability to really provide, maybe more specific service. Like if there's someone that needs rehab, like, hey man, Debbie's great at that, maybe I can do that, but that's her realm, so being able to stick within those realms too. It really depends on the patient and what they have going on.
And that's essentially how we approach it, is we look at whatever paperwork that they have filled out previously or prior to coming in, and then look at what is it that they're hoping to get out of a visit to our clinic, and that will kind of determine who sees that person. I generally, move towards like the movement sciences and things like that. So I get into a lot of like functional assessment, and then that's how I tailor a treatment plan and kind of go through it like that. I love watching people move, and I love understanding why they move the way they do, and why that might be dysfunctional and creating pain, and how we can improve it, essentially.
Maybe you're someone that you're sidelined with an injury, and that's a very big issue that we need to go ahead and address. You could be someone who is feeling great, but you understand there's a process to where you need to be and being able to improve yourself, or you just have that drive, like, what else can I do to get better? You know, or maybe you're someone, once you've gone through the process with us, you've gotten better, we've been able to get you back from an injury, or, you know, educate you on what you need to be doing, that now you're like, we worked this hard to get here, why don't we keep this, you know? So it's about being able to bring that well-rounded atmosphere to what, you know, someone can get from us. And so, like, with that model, that's why we have, you know, chiropractic and physical therapy here. You know, both, we're going to look a lot alike when it comes to some of the things we provide, but again, there's going to be that extra spectrum we can catch because of the fact that we're two different professionals that are going to be having a little bit of the wide ranges that we're going to cover. And then, you know, once they're done and feeling great, if they're an athlete that we just got to keep going, or someone that wants to feel good long term, we've got a room that is literally an athletic training facility. You could find the same thing over at OSU, over at a different, you know, professional level building. It's about being able to bring the quality of high level, like, elite athlete care to the general population. So you don't have to have a multi-million-dollar facility to be able to get the same modalities that people are going to use to keep them functioning at a high level in the NFL. You can get that from our hybrid recovery room. So
the purpose of the recovery room is, like Tyrell was saying, to essentially offer to the general public modalities that your top level athletes use. But if you think about the purpose of the things that we have in there, really, with the stress that people go through and then also pursuing an active lifestyle, they're the ones who need to be in here. So we have our massage chairs, we have compression pumps, so you know, just to promote the recovery of lower extremities after runs and after workouts and things like that. We offer e-stim, electrical stimulation, ultrasound, kinesiotaping, cupping, hot cold therapies, and, you know, things of that nature, all under the guidance of us and what we see based on your level of activity, things that you participate in, and what your training cycles are. And then from there, we just kind of write a prescription of how often we think you should be in here, utilizing those surfaces versus utilizing a clinician. And that's something that we've really tried to gear towards our active population, and especially those who compete. You know, we focus on, of course, strength athletes, but we also have an Ironman triathlete that comes through here. We have a couple track runners and things like that. So when they're going through their training cycles, especially in their off season, and trying to build that volume and trying to, you know, just build that athletic prowess that they're trying to peak for their season, I mean, that's when it's the most important. You know, it's not necessarily what you do during your training sessions, but it's how you recover. And I think any athlete who operates at a high level is going to tell you that that's the advice that they get from those who came before them. I specifically have, you know, a professional baseball player who, he said, you know, that's exactly what his mentor told him, was that the best investment that he can make as an athlete is not buying a new car or a fancy house. It's going to be in his body. And so, you know, in the off season, he dedicated a lot of time to being in here and, you know, in the recovery room and things like that. And this past season was the best season of his life. Yeah, our, you know, multi-million-dollar athletes utilize these things, but, you know, you can come in here and it's cost effective, and it's, you know, it's easy, and it's we try to make it as carefree as possible. It's usually just kind of hanging out.
You know, at the end of the day, we can always utilize, you know, modalities or techniques that are used to treat injuries or illnesses, and we can use that to keep your body healthy. You know, at the end of the day, the way I like to perceive the body is that typically most things are coming from some sort of chronic nature. So if it was just a matter of we eliminated that chronicity of it, we'd be able to take care of those issues. So really what that means is, you know, when you come in and you get some kind of treatment because you hurt, you know, that same treatment's going to be able to keep you from hurting in the future. And that's why, you know, with people that come into us, you know, hey, we'd love to be there for you when you do have a problem, but the biggest thing is once you do have a problem, like, why the hell wouldn't we sit here and talk about what we can do to keep that back, you know, keep that at bay. That's the performance side of it. That's the prevention side of it. You know, that's the part where we actually start trying to really be that advocate for that patient, really be that person who's going to sit there and try to give them the best quality care, not just wait till they're out of pain. You know, and then again, like with what we both do, we're doing a lot of similar things, you know, as far as like where our skills come from. We always end up talking about the same seminars. We just might go to a different brand of it, you know. Right. So we also are going to start at where we need to make sure your whole body's taken care of, and that's really where we feel like a lot can be learned and taught to the patient on. Realistically speaking, a lot of the stuff we're going to do on you are going to be just a snippet of what's actually possible, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of things you can be doing on yourself, and that education process is how we really look to help other people, because they can benefit from everything we have here, but we also want to be a guide to help educate them on how they can address their own problems and put that power back into them as patients, as athletes, as individuals to take care of their health and not rely on us for pain. You know, that's really what the goal comes down to. So you can reach Dr. Edwards or Dr. Detweiler at www.hybrid-performance.net. You can also email us at feelgreat@hybrid-performance.net. You know, our phone number is 614-400-5327. If you're lucky enough and you get one of us, you might even get our personal number, because that's kind of what we do. We like to be personal with our patients. We're located in 1505 DeLashman Avenue in Columbus, Ohio. You can find us on Instagram or Facebook at Hybrid Performance Group. And you know, if you're someone out there that's looking to improve your health, you're looking to get better, you're looking to optimize your performance, or you're just trying to find the best portion of you, the best version of you, we'd be more than willing to help you out and be that resource, be that team member that's going to get you there.